Welcome back to Dave and Audrey Does Outdoors. We're nearing the end of January. Weather been a bit windy today, it's been wet, all the wood, I mean you're probably like 70% moisture content in some of this wood. So it's always a challenge when you're trying to have a fire and stuff. She's in pretty good form. I'll talk a little bit about the last coastal camp. She ended up getting attacked by a couple of dogs, and I got a couple of dog bites on my legs, so I went some antibiotics. All okay. If I remember, I'll tell you a little bit about that later on, but that was quite traumatic for us all. Just when I got out to sea, these two dogs ran down and went for her. I picked her up and they went for me. So anyway, I won't tell you later on because I've just told you there. So tonight, yesterday was Burns night in Scotland, so quite a significant traditional night in Scotland. We always eat haggis, and when we were at school we got taught Burns poems and stuff like that. So we're going to get a fire on the go of haggis similar to what we did down the coast, but I've got some neeps, which is turnip or swede. So we're going to have haggis, tatties, neeps and a wee bit of carrot, coffee and chill. Got the tent put up somewhere here. This is a spot that I've been up to a good few times. I haven't camped here for months, so it's always nice to to come back to sort of familiar ground. I'm going to try and find some dry wood. We've got how much light? It's now getting dark at about 4:30, inching towards 4:45, so all of a sudden we've got a bit more daylight. So we've got a little bit of light, probably to get some firewood together, and get the tent up, get a few layers on. It's really cold. It's been about minus, I don't know, just below zero. So, and overnight it's been certainly dropping to like -4, -5. Not sure about tonight, it's looking a bit cloudy. So we'll crack on, do a bit of prep stuff really. That's kind of at this stage. Get some firewood and get it set up. Looking forward to a nice chilled night with the haggis tonight in the fire with the dog. Quiet one. She's getting her hair cut tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, so we need to be up and away pretty early. So thank you again for joining us. Thank you again for tuning in. Thanks for everyone's support and comments and likes. Share a little video. Share this one with a couple of pals. If you feel like it, that'd be much appreciated. So, right, crack on. Still light. Managed to get the tent up, get a little bit of wood. Couple of adjustments I need to make. Don't want that kind of wobbling about. Like that. See the it wasn't fastened, so I'll tighten that up. But just amazing. Should get a wee bit of kind of pink sky, and so managed to get the tent up. There's Audrey. She's floating about. It's a fairly little level pitch there. There's Audrey. She's found her bed, but what we'll do is we normally just open the vestibule, keep the Audrey. She goes right in there. Because that way, for her, kind of out the wind in the vestibule. I see you. Managed to get a little bit of wood. We're going to go do another little wood gathering, then I'm going to put a jacket on. It's certainly cold, the wind, but as long as we get the fire moving, because we've got to boil water, boil haggis, it's quite a kind of a cook intensive job. She's in good form. She's enjoyed the walk up, doing well behaved as per. Scarp one, won't talk you through any of the kind of details. It's the only true 4-season tent that Tarp Tent make, which is a US brand of tents. I can't fault them. I know I did an earlier video. In fact, my best video was 5 negatives of the Scarp one. It was little things like the elastics and small pockets, but the actual construction and the space. This is the Scarp. When you get a Scarp 2, which if you had a friend, a partner or a friend or something like that, a Scarp 2 would be like bulletproof, because if you're going out by yourself, it would give you oodles more space. Since I've got my extra wide Thermarest mat, it's feeling tighter because I bring her bed up, so she's warm and comfortable, because she's pretty small, and in Scotland it gets to like -5 overnight and things. So into bed, I want her into bed. I want her to be nice and cozy. So that takes up quite a bit of space inside the tent, but really good tent. And I've been looking at different Scarps, because I got that little kind of pole tent, and it's so, I mean, it's light, it's super light, and it's a good tent. It's made by Kitty Cat, I can't remember. Look back, you'll see it in my Night Cat, that's it. It's just really small. It's a single pole pyramid tent, and whereas if you can get the dual pole, so you can use both your walking poles, and it extends the kind of bridge across the centre, so it gives you a lot more space. But it's fine, but it's just too small. So I might end up selling that on eBay or something, and then getting. I've got a friend who comes back and forward. So Mike, if you're watching this, I might end up asking a total solid and see if you can stick a little tarp tent in your hold all luggage coming from the States, because if you could save the import, that would be a big difference in the price. And so anyway, I'm going to go do get another big chunk of wood, get the fire going before it gets dark. So nice having the tent up and the last of the daylight, and she's doing well. I'll get the mattress blown up later on. I'm just going to focus on getting the fire moving, because it's always a bit of a hit or a miss at this time of year with the water and the dampness in the wood. So warm up, get wood, get some layers on, get the fire going. I've made a nice little, I'll talk you around a little fire, put some logs to lean against out of the wind. So hopefully just going to huddle down and have tea tonight, and get an early night and read my Kindle. I finished the Wim Hof book, which was good. It was all right. I don't know the style of writing, and then I've gone on to a classics, Jane Eyre, because I read them all years ago, but I'm not really enjoying it. So I might start a new book tonight. April's downloaded 3 or 4 books for me, which is brilliant. Kindle, the backlight, so you can sit in your tent and just chill. So that's the plan. This was from, I think it was last summer, months and months ago. I'd stuck it to try and keep it a wee bit drier, but because it's got charcoal on it, it should burn reasonably dry, and then I've got a bit of tin foil. I can sit behind that little bit of windbreak there, and hopefully there'll be enough breeze down here for the fire to go. But the tent's looking good. I'll talk you through it. I just love the style, the design. It's just, honestly, I know you shouldn't sort of, I suppose it's like being into cars or being into anything, but the style, because of you've got like 3 pegs at this end, you've got extra guy outs, and you've got guys, and then you've never even seen it with the cross poles. I've got the winter cross poles, again you can see it, so it can take snow load, and but the fabric, the quality, that's I don't know if that's 3 years, 2, well used, and it's holding up really, really well. Firelighters. We've got a tiny little bed, hoping the wind's going to come in this way, and I'll just build it up. It's all super wet, so it's never kind of, just build up quite quickly. Not the most prepared there, but just not too big stuff. I just want it to catch in general. Any of it to catch, really. We tinny a 7-Up tonight for Burns night. Right, and we're back on that little bad boy haggis. Simon Howie, thoroughly recommend it. Lovely. Can you turn your back on that because it's so damp if you do. So we've got some potatoes, carrot, neep, so we're going to kind of boil it, I think, all. It's good, the wind's picking up a little bit. Just build that fire up that way into the wind. They're coming and going. This is rigged up on a heavy bit of wood. Let's see, is it on a rolling boil yet? Not quite. Getting there though. Want to just get that on a rolling boil, get the haggis in, and then Get the haggis. The haggis, which is just lots of different kind of vegetables and stuff. Normally the meat versions, it tends to be sort of like big black pudding. It tend to be the sort of leftovers of kind of meat stuff with oats and herbs, but this is just purely vegetarian, which is really nice. Nice, so it's going to be a really nice clear night, and moon, the wee crescent moon up there. Right, we're just going to do a little bit of prep. The fire's going pretty good, kicking out a decent bit of heat. I think I can hear the water boiling. That's fine. Cheers, everyone. See. Yep. Everything's nice. Nice soft veg and a haggis fit for 2 or 3. Oh aye, there you go. Happy Burns night. Happy Burns night, folks. It's nice and moist. Oyster sauce. Black pepper. Oyster sauce. Little splash of sea salt, just to flavour the potato. That is amazing. Oh. Rocky sea salt, black pepper, oyster sauce on the open fire. Not sponsored, not yet anyway. Simon Howie getting into the vegetarian, that is really, really nice. Rabbie Burns. It was Burns night, I think, yesterday. I've been a little bit sad because it was a year ago that we lost Dad, and we went to church last Sunday and had a nice bit of lunch at my sister's, and can't believe that's a year that he's passed away. Still coming to terms with all that, all the COVID restrictions, the lockdown. There was a period of about 4 months that no one could go and see him. Brutal. Here's to absent friends and family. We're still recovering from COVID. We lost 2 friends. My dad, not COVID related, although my dad had tested positive right at the end, but I don't know. Anyway, on a positive note, we're up a hill, late January in Scotland, eating haggis by a fire. It's going to be a really nice night. It's going to be fairly blowy but clear. I'm going to sit, enjoy this haggis by the little fire under the stars. I've said it before, just been out for like 12, 24 hours, whatever. I've got my army puffy trousers, second hand, pretty cheap off eBay, and I've got my old burnt up kind of rab fleecy coat underneath this one. This one's a bit more fire retardant. This was new, don't often get anything new. This jacket, I can't remember who makes it. Highland, Outdoors Highland guy recommended it because I was burning my other clothes being by the fires. So, but yeah, don't feel too cold. Hat, a couple of hoods up, sit by the fire, then I'll get my mat blown up, give her tea, fluff up my sleeping bag. Just what the doctor ordered. The girls are watching The Island of Love. I know which one I prefer. But do miss the girls when I'm away. But a night every so often. We got skiing last weekend. I might put up a little bit of clippage. We're up in Glenshee, but the weather was really bad. Like wind chill. We were hungry. Mia was quite tired. I had to give her a good bit of support. So she did really, really well. And we got about 5 hours on the snow, but no visibility. Really windy, cold, a bit rainy, a bit sleety. So just nice. I'm going to get another day. Left my skis up at the cabin ski hire in Bridge of Cali. Great service. Chris is amazing. So because my skis are up there, I need to go up and get them. I'm going to try and take an annual leave day midweek. We're due more snow. It's only January, so just what the doctor ordered. Right guys, that's us all tucked up. She's got her jumper on. She's got my army trousers behind her. About 3 layers of tinfoil underneath her, in her bed, with her blanket, with my coat, and I've got like a fleece. I've got tons of stuff that I can just see if she's feeling okay. She's cute, like. So yeah, that was a really nice night. The fire worked out really well. You're never sure with the dampness and even the tent. I don't know if it's been a low cloud tonight or something, but really bad condensation, but without being in it. But a single night you're fine. You just get home and dry it out. So I've got my Kindle. I'm going to do a half-hour read, charge up my phone, maybe do a couple of texts. I don't do any social media when I'm out, which is really nice. So yeah, that was really nice tea, nice haggis, loads of it. It's actually for 2 or 3, so I never managed to finish it all, which is a little bit of a waste. But I don't waste much. It's a massive amount. So that's me absolutely full and settled. I've got my Sundick slippers on inside so once my warm up, kick them off, and the wind's up and down. It's been a weird sort of night, but dry, so we'll just see what the night brings, and we'll get some sleep in a wee while, keep her cosy. I'll be nice and warm. Up in the morning, quick coffee, down the road. She's getting her hair cut. I think I'm going to maybe go for a swim. There's a kind of old quarry space that a couple of folk have been having a swim in, so I quite fancy. But we'll see what the morning brings. Thanks again for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you in the morning. Morning, guys. Slept in a little bit. I didn't think I had my earplugs in last night because it got a bit windy. Didn't hear the alarm, so I need to crack on. Coffee, probably, but I think I'm going to get a bit tidied up first. No wind, loads of condensation. It was a really strange night. Temperature wise, I think it was quite cold, and I don't know, anyway. But it's fine. That's what happens. Winter camping, you just kind of get away with it, especially with no wind and low cloud and damp, foggy. So, but it's fine. Everything gets dried out when I get home. That's absolutely paramount. You need to hang your tent up, hang your sleeping bag up, make sure everything's nice and dry so you don't get any mould. So I'm not going to give her a little bit of footage this morning, but I'm going to focus, get packed up, tent down, quick coffee at some point in amongst it all. She's done well. She was up at 4. I thought she needed the toilet, so I let her out. She had a good wander about. Audrey, where's my girl? Misty, fog, everything's getting really wet. Right, including my camera, so I need to
That was a quick pack down. Rainy, foggy, hands are Baltic. We're going to strip off as I go down the hill. Not much film, I've got to sort of crack on, so just a wee one. Really nice fire last night, haggis. Really damp and wet at this time of year up here, but that's okay. In amongst the pines. Packed up, got to hike down, get her. I might go for a wee swim, I might not. I'll sign off just in case, but stay tuned just for the next kind of sort of 5 minutes, 10 minutes of footage, just in case I manage to get for a wee swim, so I'm quite keen. But anyway, we're going to crack on. Thanks again for tuning in last night. Hope you enjoyed that. Big shout out to anyone that's new, that's starting to follow the channel. It's always great to get some new followers, so hope you're enjoying the content. Leave a little comment if you're keen to see a little bit more detail about anything that I've been using, or just give me some suggestions. It's always valued. So listen, hope everyone's taking care, and we'll see you soon on our next adventure.